So basically, these videos are a tribute to me, and it took a lot of courage for me to be able to shoot these kinds of videos because, for one, people don't feel comfortable showing where they are at life, but I am very, very proud of where I am at this place. Can you imagine? This is my own mansion. This is my own apartment. I'm the one who lives here, so no more rules. No one telling me when to enter, how to enter. There is that kind of good feeling that you have when you're sleeping on your own house, the house that you are the one who provides. No one provides for that shit. It's only you, right? But that is not even the main reason as to why I am at this place. This is the reason. So I have a girlfriend. I love her so much. She's very beautiful, very gorgeous. She's a very, very kind-hearted person. I love her so much. So my girlfriend gave me the greatest news I've ever had, and that is I am going to become a father. I'm going to become a dad. Can you imagine that? So that news, that information, like, it did something in my mind. It altered something in my mind, right? Because now you have got to level up. You've got to step up. Yeah, you've been thinking, you've been moving like a boy. Now you've got to become a man because you're going to have a family soon, right? So that led me to move out of my bro's place. I was a last born. I was kind of complacent. I was taking life slowly. And provided that I am only 22 years, so I decided I have to step up. I have to step up. I have to move out of my bro's place and have my own place. And that is what gave birth to this beautiful home that I am in. No one talks about this, but do you know that when maybe you're becoming a father, you're becoming a dad, maybe you've gotten married, or maybe you're in a very serious relationship and you've moved in with your partner. Now you find that when you get some money, when you get some cash, the way you would have spent that cash when you were not a dad or any of those, or when you did not have any of those obligations, is very, very different than the way you would spend that money when you have it. Nowadays, whenever I get some cash, the first thing that pops up into my mind is, I think there is something missing in the house. Yeah, I need to do some upgrades. Yeah, I'm like, the rice is about to end. The salad is, yeah. You see, like, your calculations, your spending of money is more responsible. You even avoid spending money recklessly because you're like, the baby needs some diapers. Yeah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Man, it's kind of fascinating and it's kind of feeling good when you're coming home with those shoppings. Yeah, you're carrying them. There is something good in that, man. There is something good. There is this good feeling you have when you're providing for people. Yeah? And that's one of the satisfying feelings of being a man, being capable of providing. That responsibility lies on your shoulders. I think that's so fascinating. Once you understand this simple fundamental aspect about life, everything shifts. And the thing is, everything which happens is just happening. But your emotional reaction towards the event is what determines how you experience your life. So things are always happening, but your emotional reaction is the key. Remember, emotion is nothing more than just energy. So the energy you give unto the event is what determines how that event impacts your life. So life is simply a game of emotions. So the moment you stop reacting to the external world, to the external stimuli and you just simply become neutral, then that event will have a neutral impact on you. It won't be good or bad towards you. So that brings me to the next point. Now, we react to certain outcomes because of what we call labeling or judgment. So once you judge what already is, so what do I mean by that? What already is something that is there, something that is right here, right now. So if you are going through something right here, right now, that is what I call is. It is, okay? So when we label the is, when we label what already is, when we judge what already is, that is what determines how we react upon it. So if you judge something as bad, then your reaction will be negative. You will be angry. You will be pissed. Okay? And when you judge something as positive, you feel happy. You feel elevated. You feel easiness, right? So sometimes we judge things unconsciously because when you do something to a specific extent, it now becomes an unconscious act. It now gets done unconsciously. Meaning, hii kitu inafanyika without wewe issue an order for it to be done or not. That is what I call unconsciousness. Unconsciousness is something which happens without your awareness. That is unconscious. Without you being aware of it. It's just happening. And then maybe you caught yourself later on after you've done something, right? So, when you label what is, that is where the problem begins. So ile kitu unafaa kulearn, the art you need to learn is the art of non-labeling, non-judgment and complete acceptance of what is. When you simply start accepting what is bila kujudge, bila kuteta, then there is something which happens. Deep within you utafeel kuna peace. When I say peace, this is how you know you are in peace or you are at peace. Utajua uko at peace when you don't feel any tension, when you don't feel any form of resistance, how feel uko tensed, how feel any fear, how feel feelings zenye hautaki. That is simply how you know that you are now doing the acceptance as it's supposed to be done. And the more you start accepting what is, and when I say you accept what is, I'm not trying to say that sasa usimake any move kutoka kwa hiyo point yenye uko. What I simply say is you accept that this is already happening, and then I will not give it a negative emotional reaction because it's something which already is and I have no power of changing it. So even if I react negatively to it, there is nothing I stand to gain. But when I become neutral to it, I stand to gain everything. Okay? So e-act, it is now you being one with life. Instead of being at crossroads with life, instead of you fighting life, now una embrace life. Unaacha kupigana na life, unakuwa one with life. And when you become one with the life, you will know when life speaks to you. And when I say life, you can extrapolate life to say God, to say the universe or whatever nonsense or something that you want to imply to it. But I'll use the word life because it's neutral to everyone, okay? So life iko na energy signature. Life iko na flow flani. So the moment una practice awareness of your emotional states, of your thoughts, you are now becoming aware of the life energy. Because ukikuwa aware of your emotions, it means you are in the present. And life is always in the present. Life haikuangi in the past na life haiko in the future. Hakuna any single day utaamka na experience the future. Like hautatoka hapa uende uko kwa future tiwanze experience future. Na hauwezi toka hapa uende kwa past at sa una experience past. Everything is experienced in the now, in the present moment. Hiyo kenye unaita future, hiyo kenye unaita past, unai experience right now. So life iko na only one energy force and it is the now. So jiulize, in this present moment, in this time, what problem do you have? Not tomorrow, not 5 minutes from now, not in the past, right now. What problem do you have? And that answer or that question itakupatia clarity. Uta understand that most of the time kenye inanikos nikuwe na chaos, kenye inafanya nisikuwe na peace is my own projection into the future. So the moment tunaanza kukuwa na future projections, hii ni kama kusema uko hapa saa hii but mind yako inaanza kufikiria nitafanya nini rent ikifika saa ya kulipwa na sina do, nitafanya nini hiyo time ikifika, like unaanza kuworry. So worry inatokea place yenye unaanza kuenvision vitu hazijafanyika alafu unazienvision negatively. And this is whereby kuna great philosopher alisema people in this earth suffer twice. They suffer from thinking about something which has not happened and reacting to it, and then they suffer when it actually happens. So why would you allow yourself to suffer twice if you suffer once? So that is the question. What is wrong with the now? What is wrong with this present moment? And the moment unaendelea kujianka, the moment you keep on placing yourself in the now, utaanza kuona una alter the future. The future cannot be changed in the past. The future cannot be changed in the future. It can only be altered in the present moment. So ukiwa in the present moment is the same as accepting what is. Because huwezi kuwa in the present moment na bado hau accept what is. And acceptance inakuja through being where? In the mind. When you're in the mind, your mind is resisting the present moment. Mind yako inasema no, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. No, I'm not supposed to relax. Nafaa kuwe na work. Like every time whereby una resist the present moment, you are doing yourself a big disservice. Unajikosia big problem. So huwezi kuwa in your mind na bado kuwa in the present moment. So ukiwa in the present moment uta accept what is. Utakuwa unaenda with the life flow. Na the moment unafanya hivyo kuna kitu fulani pia inafanyika yenye hamjui. Tuko na something which is called the intuition. Your intuition is more like your inner guide, your inner teacher. Ni kama ile Holy Spirit mwenye anakuambia enda hapa, usiende hapa, fanya hivi, usifanye hivi. That is what we call the intuition. Hii intuition pia haiko in the past, haiko in the future. It can never communicate to you in the past or in the future. Your intuition can only communicate to you in the present moment. So utapata kama uko in the present moment, uko already lost in your mind and hauwezi jua when the intuition is communicating to you. You cannot know when you are being sent a message, when an opportunity is arriving. That is why unaweza kuwa na the same person, but the same person, the same neighborhood, maybe the same family, maybe the same circumstances, but yeye ana prosper with the same circumstances as you. Not because they are different, it's because they are in the present, and when you're in the present, you are in the frequency of life. Na ukikuwa in the frequency of life, when opportunities come, utakuwa aware of them. It's not that opportunities haziko. Opportunities are always there, but the people who capture the opportunities ni watu wenye wako in the present moment, ni watu wenye wako aligned with the time. So when you do that, when you become aligned with the time, utafanya something so magnificent that you can't even explain. You'll experience vitu zenye haujawahi experience, and more than even the experiences themselves, and more than what you have and what you do not have, ile kitu ya maana zaidi ni peace. When you are at peace, it's more like una trust in God, una trust in the flow of life, that whatever is meant for you will unfold at the right time, at the right place. Na kuna watu wenye when their time came, nothing stopped it. Think for example of the Gen Z Goliath, Bradley alikuwa tu anapiga maraundi zake tao. The guy was just taking strolls, and guess what happened? Watu wakamrecord, then he was the tallest guy in Kenya. Kidogo kidogo life yake imechange hivyo. That is simply how life changes. And it's because when your time comes, when you're anchored in the present moment, kila kitu na huwa ina change. So As I wind up, the main takeaway is this: learn to accept what is. We jua boundary yako, jua I have power to change this and I have power not to change this. Ukishajua where your powers lie at, then una operate from them, and then you will not try to impose power on what you cannot. The moment unajaribu kucontrol kitu yenye iko beyond your control, that is where you fumble. That is where unaingia kwa stress, unaingia kwa anxiety, unaingia kwa all these things, because of what? You are trying to exercise something which is beyond you. Okay, that is the first point. The other thing is, learn that labeling of things, like kuwa biased, my friend. Patia life different meanings. Like kitu inaweza kufanyikia hivi, but we patia meaning that favors you. Why would you accept victimhood in your own experience? Like kama kitu imekufanyikia, kuwa biased, ipatia a different meaning. Don't label it as negative. Force yourself, because it's just a choice. When unaamua, you just decide, I won't think about this. I won't think this thing in this way. Ipatia a different meaning. And the moment you give life different meaning, kila kitu ina change. Remember, your perception ndo ina mold reality yako. How you perceive of life is what molds what you experience in life. Okay? So stop labeling things. And then the other thing, anchor yourself in the present moment. This means that detach from the mind, detach from the future and the past, just be in the present, in the now, and then you will see your life shift in front of your eyes.